then that's where we came in.
So who does the pitch? You yourself, right? You don't have salespersons?
It's been mainly my dad and me. My dad, he's in charge of the wholesalers, people that we sell like in bulk, like 25 pounds and all that stuff. And then I'm more in charge of the online and then the smaller business, the retail business.
So what's the margin? I mean, you work on what, 20%, 10%?
We work around 20%. 20%, that's what we keep, yes.
Yeah, that should be hard because the price, again, of a candy is not too high. You cannot, charge $10 for a candy bar.
Exactly. And then since our candy is artisan candy, it's handmade, so it takes a longer process to make it. So it's like bigger costs to make it. So that's something that we try to make sure that the customer sees. So when they see that our price is higher than our competition, they know that in turn they're going to get something that's been put big effort into to be made, and it's going to taste good.
So you have to put a lot of attention to the bottom line. How much does it cost to make it and all that? But there are so many variables in the production of so many items like you guys have that should be kind of, exciting. Let's put it that way. You get very nervous and, sometimes.
Yes, and then that's something that when I started to be more involved in the business, that's something that I made sure that we were getting margins, because when my parents were in charge of it, they would see money coming in and money going out, but we wouldn't really know what percentage of the money was actually being profit. And it turned out that many times we were losing money, or we were like being even or cutting out even. So once I started to do the math and see how much margin we're supposed to get, then that's when we started to see growth.
Right. Now, what did having a family business taught you about business? Because it is difficult, but what is your main lesson from this?
One of the main lessons is that there's no other people that have your best interests at heart than family. So as long as you work hard and just keep looking at the positives, that it would work out. Because I don't know if it would be the same as if you were to be working for someone as if you're working with a family. Like, you're doing what you're doing for you and to see the family, the business grow.
So do you talk about business during Thanksgiving or something, or you are very strict about not mixing business and family matters? Or you do it all the time? Doesn't matter?
My parents, they do it all the time. Like, whether it's at home or at work, they're always like, my dad is like, oh, like, I have this new recipe for this. And like, oh, look, taste this, taste that. So it's always business, either whether it's at home or we're at work.
Yeah, what did you learn from your parents in business? What was the main lesson that you learned from them?
Something that I learned from them is to have to pretty much believe in your products. As long as you believe in your products, you might go through tough and hard times, but eventually you'll see the bright day, and you just have to make sure that you stay constant. And I've been wanting to give up many times, and then time and time again, they've told me to just have faith in what you're doing and what you're selling, and things will work out on their own.
For you, Jazmin?
For me, it has been to love what you do and to do it with good heart and faith. And as long as you do that and you put your best into it, it's going to work out. No matter how hard it is, there's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
What's the most common mistake you've seen other entrepreneurs make?
One thing I've seen is that they think that a business could be like put on quick and you'll start seeing profit within a month or two. But any kind of business, big or small, it takes a couple months, if not years, for you to start seeing profit and to start seeing some sort of growth.
For you, Ignacio?
What I see, especially nowadays we have the millennials, that they're more used to instant gratification. So if they want something, they order it by phone and then they get it quick. Right. So they think the business works the same way, and it just takes a lot of work. And they think that because you're the boss, you're going to work less and you're just going to be directing people. But it's actually the opposite. If you're the boss, you're going to be working the most. You're going to be getting to the job before everybody else, and you're going to be leaving after everybody else. So
do you have a habit that helps you to be successful in business? Like, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or you sleep until 10 a.m. and, you have something like that?
Well, our habit is like we start early in the morning. So since we open like around 6 in the morning, then I make sure that by 9 I'm already in bed. Otherwise, I'm just not going to be able to last throughout the day. And, maybe in special occasions, I'll stay up later. But we have to make sure that we wake up early. Because if you start early, then your day will last you like a lot more. So if you get there late, then you're just going to run out of time.
So I know that you admire your parents because you've been working with them and you see how they were, putting all the effort in trying to be successful and bring bread to your table. So, you look like a great kids. I mean, healthy, smart, and you are now running the business. But is there any person or figure beyond your family that you admire the most in the world?
I think it's any sort of like entrepreneur who has started from the bottom that has like gone to the top. Like one person I think of a lot is like Cristiano. Like you see him and you see his story of how he went from having absolutely nothing to leaving his home like around 8 or 9, and to like persevere and work hard, and his dedication has got him to where he is right now. No matter how hard his struggles were, like they all paid off because of his hard work and his dedication.
Do you read books, empowering books, or another entrepreneur lives, or you just have it as a natural inspiration?
Oh no, I have it as an inspiration. To me, my inspirations are like my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, like I see them and I see how hard they work, and it makes me wanna like push myself and work as hard as they do.
Do you have Ignacio, somebody that you admire beyond your parents that is inspiring to you?
I'm exactly like my sister. I just, with my father, my mother, and then my aunts, having them in the household and seeing how hard they work, how they're willing to sacrifice themselves for the family and without thinking about it twice, then that's enough inspiration for me, yes.
That's amazing to have it at home. Some people have to read or probably travel or watch TV and find someone, and you will never meet and you will never be able to ask a question or interact with them. But you have your role models at home, and that's a blessing that you have at this point.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I hope my kids can listen to this podcast. Probably they say, no, my inspiration is not at home, definitely. So if you have a huge billboard in the busiest corner in town, what message could you put on it beside your own brand, of course, to inspire others?
To inspire, I would just say, do what you're passionate about. Do what inspires you, and you will never really work a day in your life.
Jazmin?
I say that too, to go for what your passion is, and you're inspired, not really go after the money. Because like if you're working like a 9-to-5 job and you're not really doing what you like, it's like boring and exhausting. But if you're working from like 9 to 9, but it's something that you like to do, you won't feel it as a job.
So what would you say in that billboard? Because that's too long to read.
It would be do what you're passionate about.
That will be the message. Before we finish this conversation, do you have any particular idea or message again that you want to share with the listeners about your journey, your future?
Well, I would just like to say to the people out there that maybe they don't know what they want to do after high school, or like me, they didn't have a social, so that they don't have an opportunity to go to university, to just look into their family and see. There's sometimes that in our family, our parents or our siblings, they know how to make something and then they make it really good. So it doesn't matter what it is. Like, as long as they make it, that they're like the best out there, then they have a chance of maybe starting their own business. And if they do decide to start their business, it's not going to be the easiest thing, but it's definitely going to be worth it. And especially if you do something that you're very passionate about. Like us, we're passionate about Mexican culture, Mexican candy. We want to make sure that the world knows that Mexico and whole Latin American community are able to produce great things, So we just want to make sure that it's out there.
Right. Jazmin?
For mine, it would be that not just the fact that you're immigrant, that you're stuck to where you're at. As long as you look for options and opportunities, as long as there's like perseverance, hard work, and dedication, you could do whatever you set your mind to. And there might be more obstacles for the fact that you're part of the immigrant community, But as long as you find your way, like, it'll work out.
Excellent. You brought a box of candies, samplers for us, and we promise that we're going to try and you're going to get some feedback from us.
We definitely hope you enjoy it.
Jazmin and Ignacio, thank you so much for being with us here in Cómo Lo Hizo. If you want to know more about Dulces Colibri, go to dulcescolibri.com. Thanks so much for listening to our show this week. If you want to find out more about our podcast, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ComoLoHizo, or visit our website at ComoLoHizo.com. Please subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to your podcast. If you want to reach out to comment or suggest a topic, please email hello@ComoLoHizo.com. This show was produced at the iHeart Studios in Los Angeles. I'd like to thank our producers, Fernando Alejandro Schiantarelli and Amelia Machiavello, and Annie Siderovich, our general producer. Cómo Lo Hizo is a co-production from Premier Radio Network and Crece Grow Media. I am Fernando Schiantarelli. Thanks again for listening.